what's up, family? This is Marseille, aka the Property Pastor, here with Kingdom Legacy Builders, where our mission is to help everyday people like you and me to build a lasting legacy using real estate investing and wealth building principles. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about the three pieces of advice I want to give you if you're just starting out in real estate investing. These are three things that I think you absolutely have to do before you get started. They will set you up for success. Now, they have absolutely nothing to do with calculating cash flow. They don't have anything to do with going and finding a lender. They don't have anything to do with getting contractors. None of that stuff. These are three things that I think are absolutely critical, absolutely important. And if you're going to be successful as a real estate investor, which I totally believe that you can, I'm totally in your corner, I believe you need to do these three things. But before we get started, do me a favor and hit that like button. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you're not following the Property Pastor, you absolutely need to be, because we're dropping great content to help you on your journey, to help you to be successful, to help you to build that legacy for your children and your children's children. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and then make sure you hit that share button if you got somebody who can benefit from this video. But again, we're talking today about the three things that you absolutely need to do before you get started in real estate investing. So the very first thing I want you to do is to define your why. Now, in defining your why, this is not just to say, I want to make a lot of money, I want to be able to sleep in, I want to be able to take great trips and all that kind of stuff. You need to be very specific, right? You need to be very specific about why you want to do real estate investing. Now, this is really important because there's going to be times where you got to fall back on this why. Just last month, I had a situation where one of my properties, I had to spend $6,000 on repairs. Now, I wasn't expecting to spend $6,000. It turned my whole month into a negative cash flow month, but it was something that I had to do. It was discouraging. If I didn't have my why clearly defined, maybe I would have wanted to quit. I remember another time when I was just getting started in my very first year where I kept having a recurring plumbing problem. I had to call a company out. It was like Roto-Rooter, had to come out and keep snaking out a clogged drain. I think I did that like 3 times, and I really considered selling that property. But I had to go back and reflect on my why. Why did I want to be a real estate investor? Why did I want to create a legacy for my children and my children's children? And in doing that, I was able to endure those tough and those difficult times, right? Because in this journey of real estate, you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. So having a why is very important. And in creating that why, you have to be specific. So for example, you don't want to just say, I want to earn enough money so I can retire. That's general. That's not specific. You want to say something like, I want to earn $15,000 every single month by 2023 so that I can retire from my job at XYZ company, take my kids to school, go eat lunch with my wife every day, have a vacation every single quarter, and then have enough money to have a trust fund for my kids where each of them can, have $1 million, or each of them can have 3 properties as they start out and graduate from college. That's specific. You need to be very specific about what you want and why you want it, because this is that backbone of your mindset, so that when you go through those difficult times, and you will as an investor, as you go through those difficult times, you can fall back to the why. Why did I sign up for this? Why did I read all these books? Why am I going and offering on deals? Why am I meeting contractors? Why am I doing all of these things? Because it is a definite time-based end that you're trying to reach. The next thing I want you to do is to define your what. And what I mean by that is, what are you going to invest in? What's going to be the vehicle? So in real estate investing, there's a lot of different ways to generate wealth, to generate income. So you may decide, hey, I want to flip houses. I might have been watching all sorts of HGTV. I want to flip houses. You may say, I want to buy rental properties. You may say something like, I want to wholesale real estate. And if you don't know what any of those things are, I've got links to those videos right here, and you can learn all about those different avenues of real estate investing to pick out the one that's best for you. So you must define your what. What type of investor are you going to be? And that can change over time, right? You may flip houses, you may do a little bit of wholesaling to get started, but you got to define what it is that you actually want to do. And the last thing I want you to do, number 3, is to define your how, right? How many houses do you need to buy every year? How many houses do you need to flip? How many wholesale deals do you need to do? What are those goals? How are you going to get there? What does year number 1 look like? What does year number 2 look like? What does year number 5, year number 10, right? So I write down all of my goals, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10, 20 year goals, because I want to know how I'm going to get there. How am I going to get to that that cash flow target. How am I going to get the financial independence? How am I going to get the financial freedom? So all of these things, defining the why, defining the what, and defining the how, are way more important because they define your mindset. And so often people get really excited about starting in real estate and they jump right in and they say, I'm going to learn about wholesaling, I'm going to learn about flipping houses, and I'm going to retire next year. Right? And the first sign of trouble, we're discouraged and we want to give up. Real estate investing wasn't for me. Listen, you're gonna come into bumps and obstacles along the way, but it's important because you got to be able to fall back on these things because your why, your what, and your how, they're kind of like your roadmap. They are your compass, right? If you ever get lost, we check the GPS. If we ever get lost, we check the map because they help us to get on course and they help us to stay on course. So these things are absolutely critical. They're absolutely important before you even jump in and start thinking about cash flow. Before you start thinking about, how do I calculate ARV? Before you start thinking about, how do I hire a contractor? How do I write a lease? You must define your why, your what, and your how. Those are more important because, like I said, it doesn't matter how good you are in those other areas. If you don't have these foundational elements and principles, you're going to get discouraged and you'll want to give up. So I wanted to give you those tips. I pray they've been a blessing to you. If you got questions for me, make sure you drop them in the comment section. Make sure you drop them in that section, and we'll answer them for you. We even do videos on some of the different questions that we get. And I want to also challenge you guys. Drop your why in the comment section so everybody can see it. So if you know your why, right, go ahead and type that in. If you don't know your why, go ahead and figure that out. Come back in the comment section and drop that in the comment section so everybody can hear. But remember, it's got to be specific. It's got to be, timely. You want to have all the details, right, so that you can actually go in and be very clear on what you're trying to do. I'm rooting for you. Thank you again for tuning into today's video. I can't wait to see you again soon. Again, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you again on the next video. God bless. Thanks for tuning in.